and today we are doing another anti-haul of the RTX exclusive merch, because oh boy, is it bad. Like, it is probably the worst merch collection, not just for RTX specifically, but I would dare say in general, like ever. Like, I'm pretty sure, we've said that before, but I mean it this time, okay? Like, this does not compare to, like, the Ruby tie-dye collection, or whatever the fuck that we talked about.
Is the worst singular item.
Exactly. And so, like, let's just look at this, okay? So this is, like, no longer available for purchase. This is why...
Which, I love that for them, because, like, they aren't even selling these anymore, but they will still get hurt
feedback,
for it.
okay? Because I was at RTX, right? You could only buy this at RTX, and I remember a time where I went into the Ruby store, like, at RTX, or the Rooster Teeth store, I should say, and I walked out with, like, a grand worth of stuff, because we had just started, like, doing YouTube, and we got that, like, AdSense paycheck for the first time, and I blew it on Ruby merch, right? Back when we were young and didn't have, like, responsibilities, with our money or whatever, right? So I went in there, and I spent, like, a grand
that implies
at RTX.
that you're, like, very, stingy with your money,
you know what I'm saying,
but
right?
yes, I understand.
And so, like, imagine that. Like, I used to drop at least, like, $500, a grand, like, every RTX at the store. I didn't even go in the store this year other than to see Aerofell, because the Aerofell booth happened to be in there. So they have to understand why they did not get my sale this year, right? Because this is awful. Like, I don't even know why.
I'm used to you packing an empty suitcase just so you can bring back all your shit.
I saved so much money.
And this year you were just like, yeah, Hunter, I was good with my money. I saved so much money. I didn't buy a ton of crap. And initially I was like, wow, that's great for Cal, She's showing some self-control.
It had nothing to do with self-control.
I didn't realize...
It had more to do with them.
I didn't realize that you weren't suffering self-control. You were just dealing with crap merchandise.
Exactly. So let's go through this, okay? So the theme for this year was Western. That's why everything looks like this.
Are you sure it's not Kraft macaroni and cheese
and so
dinner?
That's what I don't understand. What is Western about this? Maybe the one that looks like the fucking pizza, like the cheese on your fucking, pie pizza order or whatever.
Okay, so the RTX logo where blue one looks like the box of macaroni and cheese.
Yes, exactly.
Where that looks like the top of the homemade baked macaroni and cheese.
So I'm like,
after
why do
you
they
pull
do
it
this?
out
Because
of the oven.
when I think of Western, right, I kind of think of like maybe red and gold. If I imagine like a cowboy in my imagination.
Leathers,
right.
bedazzling if you want to be rhinestone cowboy.
Where did the blue come from? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how is this Western? I don't understand. And Hunter's completely right. This is the exact same, I swear to God, the exact same color scheme, I'm not joking, of the Kraft Dinner mac and cheese box. So please explain to me why they thought that this was a good idea. The colors are just ugly. Like, everything, like, it's just the RTX logo, so it's not like anything like, groundbreaking was going on here to begin with. But I usually get the tank tops, because Rooster Teeth doesn't usually sell tank tops. So I have tank tops from previous RTX years, but I could not make myself buy that one. I'm sorry. Like, this had to be, and this was exclusive. This was like what was supposed to entice you. Like, oh, at RTX, this is for you. All of the people who flew out to be here. Like, this is, this is like the exclusive merch that you can't buy online. And I was just like, who would want this? Even if it was for sale online, who?
What I noticed is that two of the RTX logos, the one on the top and the one on the bottom, they have that, in like grade like 6,
yeah.
when you first started using a computer and you had like a history assignment and you had to write like a letter. So you like tea stained the paper and
exactly.
And and then when you printed it out, you use like that like default Microsoft Word like old-timey Texas.
Oh my God.
Like saloon front door font, and that's what you typed in. That's what that shirt reminds me of. Yeah. And that's what that logo reminds me of.
This merch did not hit. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, honestly. But this merch was also, like, categorized as RTX, but it's online now. And really, like, the other stuff doesn't matter to me, because it's like, I don't know, it's like Face Jam and Achievement Hunter and stuff.
What is the theme here?
But, like, I mean, some of this is still Western. So some of this was just merch that was, like, at RTX. Like the penny stuff just happened to be announced at RTX. But these are the Ruby merch that are supposed to, like, fit in with the Western theme. And, like, you can kind of tell that they reused stuff, and I don't know if it was for convenience or the theme, because you have, like, this Jeff Ramsey popsicle, and then you also have, like, a Grim popsicle, which never made sense to me, which that could just be a theme to make sure every brand has a popsicle, or is it just like
Sure.
laziness? Like I haven't
Well, that's a
decided
penny
how I
enamel.
feel about that. Oh,
Penny
sorry,
necklace
that's
there.
red versus blue. But like, okay, so this is some horses that we've never fucking seen before. Like, you
Grim
know what I mean?
horses.
Some like grim horses on a shirt.
That
Okay.
looks like the album cover of like a I don't know what you would call it, maybe like a goth country album.
Why are these so pixelated?
They
too?
really
the
are
Rooster Teeth
poor.
trying to silence me. Like I feel like they figured out how I was able to like
Is that
open
like
the images
Yang?
before.
Is that Yang Xiaolong, or is that like Dolly Parton, or is that a
Yeah,
fried
so
piece of
I
fried
do
chicken?
think that the Yang merch
really
is
can't
the
tell.
best one.
Yeah,
because it has the
firecrackers,
red
yeah.
and like the browns and stuff.
Yeah.
Like this is definitely more Western. But like, I'm like, who asked for this? Like, was this really necessary? Like, does anybody want this grim stuff? Also, Aaron looks, cute,
Oh, there they
beautiful,
are.
stunning, as always. But I'm like, bro, what is this? Like, you know what I mean? I think that the Yang one is actually good. I would say
Yeah,
that's
that's
like
nice.
better.
That's nice.
Right? But like,
It's hard
I don't
to tell
know.
if I'd want it though, because what if she has a wonky face? I can't
Yeah,
tell.
like we can't see from here, right? So
She
yeah.
looks like a burn
The
victim.
picture quality is like not going like very well, right?
Mhm.
And so yeah, I think that this is fine, but at the same time I'm like, I don't know. Like I know that they can't do stuff solely for just Ruby, but here's the argument I would make, right? Ruby is their best-selling property,
Yeah.
right? So why didn't they do like some sort of island like beach theme for this year instead? I don't even know what that would look like, right? But like they're on the island in Ruby Volume 9. Like this Western stuff has nothing to do with the show at all. And I'm not saying that it has to necessarily, but like I don't
I'm
know,
sure
it would have
Ruby
been nice.
Hawaiian shirts would sell.
Maybe. Actually, now that you mentioned that, there is like a very ugly Ruby
Oh,
shirt over here that
I'm
they
sorry,
made
is
the
that
other day.
Oh yeah.
That's
okay.
a 1-star. There's 2 1-star reviews. So yeah,
I
like
mean-
maybe this is like not the vibe or whatever. But
Okay.
yeah,
Go back. Was there a cat ear hat?
yeah,
that-
that's for
later.
something else.
Okay.
That's later. You're
Okay.
spoilers, Hunter. Spoilers.
Okay.
So like in conclusion, like there was some good stuff at RTX, I guess, like the firecracker stuff. And obviously, I'm not even counting this because like this
Like,
isn't
that
like
stuff's
part of the
neat,
Western theme. This just released
know?
during RTX. Does that
Yes.
make sense? So I'm not
Mhm.
even counting that. But I'm like, I don't understand. Like, what was the theme for anyway? Like, you know what I mean? Why did
They're from
RTX need a
Texas?
theme? But like, what's the theme gonna be next year? Is it still gonna be Western? Like, I don't remember them doing this specifically in the
Yeah,
past.
have they done that in the past?
I
where
don't
they've
know,
had
but I
theme
would have
weeks?
preferred, like, I don't know, like, just an island-themed Ruby collection. Like, maybe it's all of the girls, like, sitting on the beach eating, like, ice cream, like it's fucking Kingdom Hearts or something. Like,
Maybe.
I would have liked, I
Yeah,
don't know,
and
something
not
that's
to be-
actually connected with the volume. Because it's like, these Grimm have more merch, again, than, like, Salem and Cinder and, like, the main villains of the show. Like, these random fucking Grimm. Like, we still don't have, like, stuff for Ironwood or, like,
Yeah.
other characters, but we have something
Yeah.
for this horse Grimm. Who wanted this? I just don't get it. That's just me. These haven't even appeared in the show, so it's not like the Hound where it's like, oh, I want a shirt of the Hound. The Hound is so cool. It's like, it's a horse. Okay. It's kind of lame. That's
I feel
all I'm
weird
saying.
that they went with the not to be down on Texas.
Oh my
and
god.
I understand that they're a Texas company. They're
Yeah,
based
yeah.
in Texas, but like. Texas hasn't exactly had like the best PR campaign the past
Recently,
year.
so yeah, like this is aggressively Texas.
I don't
for
know
what
if
reason?
you've seen the news,
So
but when
what
I
reason?
think of Texas, I don't think of like tequila and good times. I think of like gun violence
Oh
and
my-
losing your rights. So maybe I don't know why we thought like, hey, you know what everyone loves
The
and
Texas
have
theme.
uncomplicated positive feelings towards Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more Western theme than Texas theme, but I understand what you're
Sure,
saying.
but like but to a dumb Canadian who can't tell the
Right,
difference, they feel the
I
same.
just would have liked something more connected to the volume that's actually coming
Yeah.
up. Like, it would be so cute if, like, Ruby's, like, doing a little this pose and Weiss has a popsicle and maybe Blake and Yang are, like, arm in arm and they're all, at the beach or something. Like, they could have done something. I don't know, but they could have done something that it didn't have to be this. It did not have to be the
Ah.
mac and cheese collection, okay?
Can I talk
I'm just
about what
saying.
that mac and cheese shirt reminds me of?
Sure, other than mac and cheese, is
No,
there something else?
I'm having flashbacks.
Okay,
As a teenager, I went on like a week-long canoe trip
okay,
into the wilderness, deep
Sure.
into like Algonquin Park.
okay,
And there was this guy I was with. I won't say his name,
okay.
but there was three things that were very interesting. One, he was a bit of a klutz,
Okay.
so he kept on like falling into bogs
Okay.
and swampy areas and like
Sure.
cutting himself and like upon occasion bleeding on his shirt and himself.
Oh.
And he also had like a sweating problem
Oh.
where he would just like head to toe. I didn't have to stay in the same tent as him, and thank God. But the man sweat a lot.
Okay.
And he also brought one white shirt
Right.
for the entire week.
Oh.
And he did not change out at all.
Okay.
And then at the end of the week,
Oh no.
after the bog and the dirt and the blood and the dried sweat, it looked kind of like that
Oh my
t-shirt.
god. I think that's all we need to say. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this anti-haul. Please do better next year. I mean, they don't need to do better. I saved a lot of money that I can now use for art commissions. And do not have to give to Rooster Teeth, but please do better. We're begging you at this point. Like, what else can we ask for?
Don't give me flashbacks to one of the most unfortunate
Oh
men I've
my
ever met.
So yeah, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you for attending Calxiyn's Royal Court today. Do not buy the Ruby merch. Even if you could, like, it's not available anymore, but even if you could, don't. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Bye!